Sup y'all, we back. Today we're going to be covering the aftermath of what is probably one of the most productive days in the life of Sean Strickland. Now for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, I made a video the other day going over a spar that Sean Strickland and Sneako did. During the course of that day, Sean Strickland ended up sparring Sneako, going to a slap event, beefing with MGK, and doing a face-off with Donald fucking Trump. Insane 24 hours if you ask me. But it would appear that Sean Strickland actually uploaded from his own YouTube channel about the day. Oh yeah, and apparently Jake Paul is beefing with him because for some reason Jake Paul took it personally that Sneako got his ass whooped like a dumbass. But I figured fuck it, let's watch it. Why not? I'm a little confused by this, just a tad bit. Does he keep his motorcycle in his kitchen? Is his kitchen his garage? That's a very Sean Strickland thing to do. There's a guitar in the background. This is very American. You gotta fucking love it. In a robe, drinking coffee, chilling. There it is. That's the face-off. Donald Trump is such a character. Donald Trump has experience, if you will, going back to the days where he was on WWE.
And Steiny was like, man, like you gave him so much respect. I didn't think you would do that. And I had to remind Steiny that you should always respect a man's accomplishments, but you should never forget he's just a man. So I don't really know much about
why is there a gunshot? And why does it every time people talk about Sneako, they pull up this fucking photo? It's so funny to me because he looks dumbfounded. I forgot what the fuck point I was gonna make. Oh yeah, I was gonna say that was a very good quote by Sean. Respect a man or respect a person for their accomplishments, but always remember, they are just human. You see a lot of people idolize celebrities, especially people in the MMA verse, I guess. There's a lot of idolization of fighters, like religious idolization of fighters, and it's so fucking weird and gross, and I hate it personally. I really just don't fucking like it, because at the end of the day, you're idolizing a person whose job it is to go into a cage and fuck somebody up. 9 times out of 10, these are not good people who have sunshine and rainbows going through their head. They're gonna do and say fucked up shit. It's just their nature. I mean, like, who are we kidding here? Obviously, we have the saints in there, like George St. Pierre. See what I did there? Yeah, it's just really dumb to me when people idolize fighters and put them on such this godlike pedestal. Like, you'll see a lot of fighters whenever like someone else criticizes them, it'll be people in the fandom of that fighter. They could have a profile pic with that fighter's face. It does not matter. If you say something even slightly close to something that could be seen as negative towards this fighter, people will come for you and they will hunt you down. Sometimes the fighters themselves, and it's so ridiculous to me. On a pedestal that like most of y'all would put higher than your fucking mother, and that shit is weird. That shit is gross. Go outside.
Yeah, I don't know who he is, but he's a nice enough guy. I don't know why he wanted to box me, but he's
So that's interesting. Okay, so Strickland didn't know who Sneako was, and I honestly think if he did, he might have gone harder on the kid. So Sneako pretty much adopted his personality from Andrew and Tristan Tate's, like, big blow-up with the red pill shit. And Sean Strickland and Andrew Tate, notoriously, at least, like, to people who know, like, if you know, you know, they don't fucking like each other. I think Sean has repeatedly called them out on their bullshit in multiple interviews. So if he knew that Sneako was just a little pseudo-clone of that shit, he might have done him even worse. He might have actually killed him.
I know that he lets men partake on his woman, or he has, and I hope he stopped that, and I hope that I've helped him see the light of that.
No, they pulled up the actual clip. Oh, Sean knows about the cucketry.
I've seen her other men, and it's just like that.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, I just try to do the Lord's work. I try to be a mentor to the kids. So
I fucking love Sean Strickland, yo.
I'll tell you what happened. Pearl, my homie Pearl. You guys all know Pearl. Love her, hate her. She's a homie of mine. Just is what it is.
Sean Strickland is homies with Pearl? Just pearly things? Are you serious? That's so interesting. The more you learn about Sean Strickland, the more interesting he becomes.
I did a podcast with her, and the footage got corrupt, got lost. And I felt so bad, like it's gone. I felt so bad that it didn't get shown, that she asked me if I would do a podcast with Sneako. And I was like, I'm not doing a podcast with Sneako. I hate influencers. You know that. Like, you know this. So I said, but if you want, I will spar him if he wants. And she's like, I'll ask him. That'd be great. So it was really just a favor for her to spar him. That was all it was. Well,
interesting. Okay, so Sean Strickland essentially organized the spar, kinda. I mean, like, he pitched the idea. He was like, I'll spar him if he wants. There's a lot of backlash that Sean got over the spar with Sneako, and a lot of people saying, like, oh, how could he do this? He was trying to murder Sneako. He couldn't even knock him down. Da, da, da. I hope you guys know this. That entire spar, all of that, does not fall on Sean Strickland. And I stand on that firmly. It falls on everybody else in the room and Sneako himself. Sean Strickland is notoriously known that the only way that he spars people is brutal, hard motherfucking sparring. If you get the gloves on and you walk into the cage with Sean Strickland, expect fucking mayhem. In the gym, he's going to try to fucking murder you, and that is something that has been widely known about Sean Strickland, probably the most known thing about him before he started his, like, championship run. So for Sneeko, I don't know if he didn't do any research or if he was just really fucking ballsy on this shit, but for everybody saying that they feel bad for Sneeko, I fucking don't. You knew what the fuck you were getting into. You knew what the fuck you signed up for. And I'm honestly glad he got his ass whooped like that. I really fucking am. It is what it is. Like, you should have just known. You should have just known. You should have known. If you were with any other fighter, I would agree with most people saying that, oh, that was fucked up. But this is Sean Strickland.
Here's the thing about influencers, you guys. They suck. We are talking about men who sell themselves to children.
He is absolutely right about this. And I know I sound like a big hypocrite when I say this because I kind of count as an influencer. I'm a YouTuber, so, you know, fuck it. But, like, all these influencers that basically sell their integrity and their dignity and their just their soul, essentially, to gaining clicks and gaining clout online, it's fucking despicable. Like, honestly, it's just gross behavior. And I hate that we as a world fuel into that shit. Especially, it is so easy for a horrible human being to thrive on the internet through internet culture, as you've seen with the Paul brothers. People like looking at deplorable shit. People like looking at fucking train wrecks. All these big streamers, every time you see them get involved in, like, some new controversy or some new headline where they're doing some wild fucked up shit, same with influencers like TikTokers, fucking YouTubers, all of them. As a person, I don't know how people can respect these people.
When I do a video with an influencer, my target audience is men, 18 to men. Their target audience is junior high to high school. It's just fucking different, man. I don't want to market to kids. I don't want, you know, 7th graders to be like, oh, Sean Strickland. I don't want that audience. That's how I feel about influencers. You know, the thing about, like, sparring, I am not a good man.
Straight up said it. Glad he started with that.
You know, the thing about, like, sparring, I am not a good man. I tell you guys all the time, I make mistakes. I do things I shouldn't do. I'm not a good man. I like to hurt people. We all know this. Like, I've never hid this fact. But it's also respect. Like, for instance, Cowboy Cerrone. I love Cowboy. Me and Cowboy could spar, and I'm not going to try to murder Cowboy. I'm not going to try to Cowboy up because he's earned my respect. He's a legend. He's put in work. I mean, we've all seen his highlight knockouts. He's earned his right not to get hurt. And when you spar, like, these guys that want to spar, there is no respect. You haven't earned it. You haven't, like...
I completely understand this standpoint. So with influencer boxing, like fucking Misfits and Kingpin and Creator Clash, when all that shit popped off and, you know, like, you got all these TikTokers and OnlyFans people and live streamers wanting to get into the ring now, you could add me to that fucking selection, to be honest. There's a lot of them that don't know anything about the sport before they even get into it. And I've always said this, it's good that they get these people into the sport. But the problem is when they try to mix the realms. For Sneeko, somebody who is as inexperienced as him, to think that it is a good idea to spar a former UFC champion, let alone an active fighter who was the last champion in that division a fucking month ago. Sean Strickland has admitted on multiple times that he wants to kill people. Why you think that this is a good idea to put on your stream and spar this man for clout or whatever the fuck? He's a little bit right. You do deserve to get banged up a little bit because it's irresponsible. And these people are fucking around with shit that they don't fully understand. And it's so annoying seeing shit like this happen and people get mad at the wrong thing. Know what you're getting into. Know what you're signing up for. Know who you're working with. Know what you're doing. Sneeko went over to Thailand to train for a few months and he thinks that he can just go around the world sparring random fucking people. Why the fuck was he sparring Bradley Martin? He sparred Sean fucking Strickland. And yeah, it's cool to say like, oh yeah, I sparred Sean Strickland, but at the same time, you should know that man's gonna fucking try to kill you. You fucked up by picking Sean Strickland.
These people, when they go into it, they have that little voice that says like, you know what, I can do this. I might not be great at it, but I think I could do okay at it. And then the reality smacks you in the face that you are an influencer. Yeah.
That's the thing. It is not a regular sport. This is not football. This is not basketball. And even so, football is like dangerous. But this is literally the objective of the sport. Break them physically, mentally, mostly physically though. You do not score without punching somebody or kicking somebody or in some way causing harm to somebody. The entire idea of a combat sport is to fuck somebody's shit up.
Later, I was invited to a power slap, you know. Met some good people. Cowboy was there. I met a vampire. Yeah, apparently.
I met a vampire. Yo, I fucking love the beef between Sean Strickland and MGK. The "you okay" at Megan Fox is hilarious to me. The fucking goth kid from South Park.
Don't you even know the fucking death?
Megan Fox, yeah, from Transformers, you know, with a broken down car. I don't know what happened to Megan Fox, dude, but something happened to Megan Fox, you guys. I don't know who did it, but I want to find that man. I want to have a conversation with him because me and you, dude, we're not cool. Yeah, so...
Nah, what is this weird trend of MGK, like, getting into physical altercations with fighters? Like, he almost fought Conor McGregor, like, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago? But yeah, MGK needs to stop being a fucking tough guy. That man is so fucking corny.
But dude, you dress like a vampire, man. You look like the goth kid on South Park, and you go out in the world. Like, I interact with hundreds of people. I go snowboarding. No fan ever has anything bad to say about me because I love you guys. But these people are not you guys. They are like, I can't explain it until you interact with these people.
I think I get what Sean is trying to say here, and he's absolutely right. There was a clip where, like, the Chupapi Muñeño guy, like, went up to Sean Strickland asking him if he can go Chupapi Muñeño in the fucking microphone. Like, no, he doesn't want to fucking do that.
They have this weird God complex, and it's just like when I'm around them, I just want to hurt them all and to remind them you are just a human being. Shut the up.
And that is absolutely fucking fair. There's a lot of people who watch my videos probably want me to shut the fuck up and probably want to fuck me up too. I say, bring it, bitch.
I go and I meet the vampire. Dingo introduces me to the vampire. And, you know, I make fun of him. I'm just like, dude, what are you wearing? Like, what the is going on here? Like, how are you doing this? And he looked at me and like he didn't laugh, he didn't giggle, but he looked at me like, why is this guy, like, with no respect, talking to me like this?
If anybody should be given shit for how they wear clothes, it should be MGK. And I say that as someone who often dresses alternative.
He looked at me like I was less than human. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna humble you right now. And then my girl kind of got in the way, and then I was like, whoa, well, chill the out. Somebody, and then I was escorted out. But these people, you guys, they're not like me and you. They're not the guys you see at the shopping store. They're not the guy getting gas. Like, they have this weird God complex. And I had no idea who the vampire was. Told about Megan Fox, what happened since Transformers. What the you guys? What is going on here? Like, drinking blood, rings that cut each other, dresses his kid up in a dress. Like, Megan Fox, what happened to you? You were the hot chick in the broken down car.
I love how Sean Strickland is like going, what happened to you, Megan? What happened to you, Megan Fox? And then the pedestal that he puts her up on is the chick with the broken down car in Transformers.
You know, when you're at these events, they're run by influencers. But all sporting events are. The Super Bowl, everybody. People with names they put in the front and they give them special privileges and they make them feel more special, which to me is insane. And it drives me nuts. It's like the people actually paying my paycheck, you make them buy a $500 nosebleeds ticket, and these assholes that don't even know my name or care about fights or like front row seats, drives me nuts.
I hate that shit too.
I hate them all. But these people, man, they're not like us, you guys. They're not like us. They market to children. Like, can you imagine, to you people, to you 18 and plus guys, could you imagine if every time you spoke, the only people that listened to you were junior high children? That your audience was your peer group or children. And this is a phenomenon that I'm realizing about influencers, because I've always wondered, like, how do these people, they're stupid. They act stupid, they dress stupid, they're not funny, they don't say funny things.
Can I get a chupapi muñeño?
Oh, there's the fucking
I don't know
clip.
who the fuck you are, but in a different setting, I might hit you.
No, but he's absolutely right with this point that he's making right now.
They're just normal guys that dress like idiots and talk stupid. And I realized they're so famous and they make so much money because me and you aren't their target audience. Their target audience are children. So this is why you could be a 25, 26, 27-year-old man dressed like a child and make a ton of money on TikTok, because you are pretty much a 26-year-old version man acting like a junior high kid.
Unfortunately, like, Sean Strickland may not know this. He may market himself towards adults and stuff, but, like, kids still watch him, obviously. Kids in middle school and high school are still gonna be, like, trying to pretend to be Sean Strickland. And maybe he wants that, sure. I'm not sure he would, considering he, again, doesn't market himself towards children. But no matter who you are, if you are a public figure, kids are going to, quote-unquote, look up to you. They might not specifically look up to you and like follow everything that you do specifically, but no matter who you are, if you are a widely known public figure, children are going to look up to you because, well, you're a widely known public figure, especially on the internet.
And I was trying to explain to Steiny why I don't respect you. And I like Steiny, but I was trying to explain to him why I don't respect you. When you meet a man who has a mountain to die on, when you meet a man who cares, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be his wife. It could be his dog, for all I mean. But there is something about...
Did he just say that in reference to Izzy? That would be fucking hilarious.
About a man that you meet when he has this passion, this line, you immediately respect him. And he doesn't have to be a big man. He doesn't have to be a tough man. But you understand that he is a man. These influencers... There is no substance. There is no mountain. They care about nothing. There's nobody they love. There's nobody they don't care about this country. They don't care about the flag. They don't care about patriotism.
I mean, he's kind of turning this into like a patriotic point, but he does have a valid point here. A lot of these influencers and a lot of these streamers and a lot of these, like, you know, famous internet people, the only thing that they really hold near and dear to their chest is their follower account and their bank account. If it's not going to make them money or it's not going to make them more famous, then what the fuck are they doing it for? And then you have the people who put them on that pedestal that I was talking about earlier. They put them in this godlike position.
So when these influencers now, they see me and they see my name and they go come on my stream, it doesn't surprise me one bit. You guys are leeches. You have no morals. You have no mountain. You have no hill to die on.
That is the exact thing. All these people that now know Sean Strickland because of how much he's blown up, like, socially, all these people look at that and they're going, oh, I can use that to get more clicks and get more views. And I'm doing the same thing right now. I mean, for Christ's sake, I'm making a video reacting to him. But there's a difference. And the difference lies with the fact that I'm not making a video on Sean Strickland to get views off of Sean Strickland. I'm making a video about Sean Strickland because he's talking about something that I am personally interested in and I want to put my own, like, 2 cents on.
My influence isn't to sell yourself. It's not to be an internet troll. It's just to be a man and to try to be a good man. So if that is my influence, huzzah. And if it's not, then, well, maybe I should delete my Instagram. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. So Jake Paul offered me...
You could tell him saying that just took a bit of his soul a little bit.
So Jake Paul offered me $1 million, knowing that it is impossible for me to do that. And I actually talked to Hunter. And I was like, Hunter, I will fight this man. You let Conor McGregor fight Mayweather. This is an easier fight, easier money. Can I do that? And then Hunter explained to me. Hunter is like the left hand or right hand of Dana. They're equal. I don't know what they would be, but they're damn close. And Hunter explained to me that he sells no fights. That when they have fights, they give away tickets. That he doesn't make money. That his target audience is children. They don't buy pay-per-views. So, a little depressing.
Fair fucking shit, Sean. Thank you for exposing Jake Paul in that way.
Jake Paul, I got knocked out by a world champion kickboxer, a 2-time UFC champion. You got beat by a part-time boxer. You try to use to pad your record. You're an embarrassment to yourself, you're an embarrassment to me, and you're an embarrassment to the world. Enjoy.
What a great way to end it, Sean. What a great fucking way to end it. Here's the thing. It's hard not to respect and like Sean Strickland, both as a fighter and as a person. He talks realness. Like, he everything in there that he said, for the most part, I agreed with it 100%. Because he did use Tommy Fury to try to pad his record, and it didn't go well for him, and he's still clinging on to that shit. Regardless, at the end of the day, Jake Paul is going to make his money being a scumbag piece of shit, and so is his brother, and so is most of these influencers out here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully, you made it to the end. If you did, thank you. I appreciate that. Leave a like on it to let me know if you like this kind of content. Comment your thoughts on what Sean was saying and the different things that he was covering in this video. And subscribe for more fight talk in the future. Later, y'all. And as James A. Janice would say, be good people.
All my secrets and my heart is what I gave to you. In return, you see nothing but a lame excuse. And it's wow, I did everything just to see you smile. I've been thinking about you for Wow, responding to your pics and your vids. Now I see you just do it for the gram. And you talking on your man.